G'day all as well. Just a closer look at this WF3. WF3S here. Now I've cut the seals on here so I can resolder them back. This is that one with that warped bloody shaft or jumping around all over the place when I did the accuracy test. Now I noticed something particularly interesting with these Warburton Franki WF3S's. I'll pull the casing off, give you a good look at the inside. Got it ready for a phantom load here. I made a pretty surprising discovery. These things actually have a really clever anti-reverse function. Can't quite get my head around how it works. The disc keeps going back, but the register stops. Interesting how to set that up. I'll just get the tripod and everything set up and get this thing spinning up its load wheel. Smells good in here. Love that varnished winding smell. Original, still smells brand new. Now I noticed the load wheel in this thing is identical to the Sangamo S200.31 load wheel assembly. Give a good look at that, see if I can get a good angle, get a better angle here. There's the inside there. There's the other plastic main, that main worm drive assembly is plastic. It's self-lubricating plastic, so it's a lot less likely to wear. I'll get a good aim, I'll get this thing spinning up its load wheel. Then I'll phase it back the other way and we'll see it spin backwards. And the discovery I made here, how it actually manages not to spin the register, the dial layout backwards. I'll get everything plugged in. I'll plug the power board in, I've got it there. I've got to re-plug the variac back in first. I'll use it for another experiment. And there, that'll go there. And that goes over here. So it's over here. There we are. Alright, let's get going. That's on 0. There. Power's on. I'll just turn up the variac. As you can see here, about 80 volts is about full load, I'm pretty sure. Yep. 80 volts on the variac is full 60 amp load on this meter. Get a close look at the now if I get the camera in here, give you a look in there, you can see the float-on bearing in the bottom. It's a bit dark because of the shadow, here we are. Now if I look closely, yeah, I can still see the worm drive is meshing in and out. It stops momentarily when it bends out, then goes back in. So the register still is a bit slow. Yep, that thing is a bit bent when I mishandled this thing. So I'll switch the phases back around and I'll get this thing spinning backwards. I'll just unplug that safety first before I do any wiring adjustments. Always important to unplug. I'll just phase them up 180 degrees the other way and we'll see what happens. Be very careful here. Alright, we're going backwards now. Yeah, watch how it doesn't register, but the wheel will keep spinning backwards. I notice, although I can physically see the meshing is in that drive is meshing in that gear does not want to turn when it's going backwards. That's, I don't know, that's kind of cool. I can't get my head around that. It must the actual shaft. That shaft they must move backward the other way or something, I'm not sure. Because I can't see it meshing when it's spinning backwards. That is so cool how to do that. That's its anti-reverse function. the disc will keep spinning, but the register stays still. That's cool. I never knew that. That's something I never knew about these WF meters. There you go. Since that worm drive, that drive gear is so bent, I wonder if the Sangama S200.31 one would just drop straight in. That'd be kind of cool. Get this thing pretty much restored, then it'll work properly. Just drop in the S200.31 load wheel in here and it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is the font on that load wheels. I think it's slightly different, but pretty much the same as the font that Sangama used. Look at that. Not advancing. Unbelievable. I'll see if I can get a good shot with a camera. I'll get you to see where the actual meshing is. Just adjust it a bit here. Very careful, I don't want to get any dust inside this thing. It's actually still yet to be fixed. It still skips out. The meshing of the wheel still skips out, so as I was saying. No, the camera won't see it like I can. No, won't work. The camera's not going to see it. Alright, we'll take the readout off and you actually see how bent that shaft is, or warped. Okay, the readout's been removed. And there it is there, all metal gear train in there. And there's that bit, the only bit that's plastic is this bit here. You can see how it meshes in there. But if I turn that, it does actually turn backwards by hand. There's no ratchet or one-way clutch or anything in there that I can see. So, interesting how this works. Very carefully placed out at the bench. Very delicate stuff that is. Inspector number 4 WF it says on there. Now I'll just show you this shaft, how bent this shaft is, like this. Unbelievable. It must have been, yeah, I reckon it might have been because of the way it was handled during storage that got bent. But I can't see how that would happen. That's like, almost like someone's physically bent it. The way that's moving around like that. Alright, get the amp meter out. Triple check we've got the right colour. That's going backwards. You see how warped that bloody thing is. And that's just enough for it to skip a few teeth and slow it down enough not to register properly. That's 54 amps going through that meter. So it's not fully loaded. I'm not pushing it too hard. You see that little bit of movement there is enough for it to stop meshing properly. That top bearing there is actually a spring in there. It's pushing down, just supporting it enough. There's only a magnet on the bottom on this one. You have a look at the top. I'll do a good quality video of all the moving parts in this thing. Watch it all moving. Be very careful not to get any dust in this thing there. It's a nice instrument this. Turn the variac down. Let's see, I'm at 80 volts and that's 54 amps, so I've got 80 volts in the variac. The brake magnets are inside here. And now I'll unplug safety first and we'll spin it back the right way around. I'll just rephase the MOT and this will be spinning the correct direction again. I don't know how I'm going to fix this shaft though. I don't know, other than bending it, but I don't want to damage this meter. I think I'm going to have to preserve this one as a display piece. I think I don't want to damage that bloody wheel trying to straighten it out. Unless I find a load wheel from an S200.31, which I'm not going to ruin my one for this, so I'll have to find some other bloody WF meter that's in worse shape than this one, but still has a good load wheel to fix this one here up. Power on. Now it's going the correct direction. 60 amps going through that, it's at full load. You can see how much things dancing around there. Yeah, that shaft is moving around just enough for it to demesh. I can't physically fix that. There's no actually, you can't actually adjust the readout to fix that, so I'm pretty much snookered with this one. Other than that bent shaft, that's the only thing stopping it from being fully accurate. Oh, and I'll put this back together, and this, yeah, unless I find a new load wheel to fix that bent shaft, to replace that bent shaft one, this thing is going to have to be a display piece. It'll be, I'll shut power off, unplug safety first, because you can see, very carefully handle that stops against on here, on that bearing top there. This thing here stops against it. You can't physically push this thing anymore to get a good meshing. That's all we could do to put it together, to fix it. It's made precise, this thing. It's not made to be moved around and adjusted like that. It's not how it works. So I'll just carefully place this back on. That's it. That's bottomed out, so I'll do these bolts up. Very carefully here. Be very gentle when handling inside these. I've got to handle that bottom screws here to push it on, because if I touch the gear behind there I could risk bending it. Let's see if I can zoom in on that from this side this time. You can't see nothing there. Get the camera up the top and give you a good look inside the meshing. See if that works. I'll zoom in on that, you'll see it momentarily stop as that disc shaft, worm drive shaft moves out of it. Shame about that bent shaft. That's going the right way again. You see it kind of stops a bit there as it moves out. It's demeshing just enough to disengage from that worm. I look from my angle and I can physically see. Yeah, it's only just the slightest bit. It's only like bloody 0.1 millimetre. It moves out to. You see it's not moving consistently. See, that's the only thing making it not accurate, is that bent shaft. So I think this is going to have to need a new load wheel, because I'm not going to try and straighten that shaft out by hand. I might risk breaking it. Don't want to do that. So this one, there's going to be awaiting parts to refurbish it properly. Anyway, I'll turn this off, reassemble it before any more dust, risk any more dust in there, and that's it. Power off in 3, 2, 1. Unplug safety first, back the cover back on. Back together, seals ready to be re-soldered back. Yeah, this thing is going to need a new load wheel to fix this one here up properly. Anyway, that's the amazing little discovery I learned about these meters. They won't go backwards. Interesting how that little setup actually works though. Thanks for watching.